away from the Radiance. But the second he comes up, he's just going to throw off the mech anyway. So there's no problem here. Like his regeneration, even using wand charges on top of all of that, his regeneration is one of those things where Ice can tank through most of what Titan's going to throw at him. Like that was under Acid Spray, he gets concoctioned up as well as arrowed. And he's almost he's coming back to full life pretty quickly while taking up a creep wave in the mid. There's no major problems with this. As long as Ice the tanks up, then DK's happy with this. Now they're gonna smoke up. They're underneath the sentry ward, but obviously with the changes as well, it doesn't even matter because even sentry wards don't reveal smoke heroes anymore. And Mushy goes Vendetta, so he has to walk to the other side of the tree line, and he found one. Shadows might take them, but KYXY, Shackle will fly, and it does latch on both Mushy as well as Ice together. Nice 4-star. He'll throw the concoction back down again, and Mushy power shot it down. They have the damage to get through a Nyx Assassin. Even if they don't have it to get through Ice, but he also just triggered off his Blade Mail. Shackle will fly again, and it latches onto Lanham up the hill. Extinct. He's got two amazing Shackles already. Cottle's bringing in the extra help, and that's coming out from the Naga Siren. Remember, you still get this Radiance. The arrow flies completely off target this time around, while Bristle just takes out the tower. Burning remains stunned up by the concoction, and they're going to get rid of these Naga illusions. Ice has got it there with the Quill Spray, and they even use Fade Bolt too. A little bit too much damage being taken. Extinct is hoping. With a 4-star into a power shot then, with a Shackle, he possibly could have found a follow-up. His teammates weren't too far behind.
I just can't get over that. Like, they get a great pick-off. 4v5, and Titans still lose their tier 2 because Bristleback is sitting there at the choke point with his back turned towards them, just beating on the tower and has Blade Mail activated. Like, what do you do at that point? If you ignore him, if you try and go uphill and try and go towards Luna, try and pick her off or something like that, Bristleback's going to turn and start hitting you for 300 damage a hit. If you target Bristleback, I mean, that's just a terrible idea in general. So Bristleback on his own, like with these buffs, on his own was able to force down that tier 2. Like that was all him, and it made sure that that Titan was never able to really initiate. If anything, their only real option there was popping Naga Siren ult, going uphill, and trying to force the team fight completely away from the Bristleback and try and catch everyone else. They need some way to be able to control Bristleback without being able to target him. Unless they just gank him, catch him out of surprise, and are able to hit him in his face. They just have to control him and work around him in so many ways in the team fights, and that's an off-lane hero we're talking about. Like, they just have to dedicate. There's so many ways that Bristleback is able to just... Burning. Extinct didn't go for it, though. He tried to force that forward and try and get that Shackle shot in.
The line wasn't quite right for it. Yeah. If he threw the Shackle, it would have just been a mini stun.
Yeah.
And KYXY, he also, like, Concoction is already thrown. So the option wasn't really there for a follow-up either. Ice is going to get really, really frustrated. Well, then again, maybe not so frustrated. Just goo him up, throw out a couple of cool sprays. He's still regenerating. He's up to 3.5k gold in that Bristleback. I'm wondering if he's just like, well, if you go Radiance, I can go Radiance as well. With his light points, so he could just go straight into a heart. And then he would be unkillable. Arrow flies up, MMY almost connected up on that one, but the trouble is over on Miracle, and he is dead. The Shackle will fly, but again, it's over on Lanham while Burning was too far up, so Extinct needs to pick him up, throw him back down again, and Burning throws the ulti off. There's a courier coming in the middle of the fight, and dropped the gem. The courier was carrying the gem on top of the tier 2 tower. That's a hugely expensive fight. Arrow's going to come in. No one gets connected by it. Again, the Illuminate is minimal to no damage. It's now 3 points Illuminate. It's just nothing. KYXY has a concoction. You'll throw it to Ice, who then pops the Blade Mail. And Mushy also comes in close to pop the Spike. Carapasaur returns the stun over.
Well done.
Ah, that's just double insult from DK.
Yeah, DK see their opening. Their opening is the fact that Butterfly, once it's up on Luna, she's pretty much unkillable. They're going to try and shut down Titan before Naga Siren gets like the full heart Scotty, like the really big tanky Naga Siren with the Radiance. She's still really, really squishy. She's still really, really susceptible to these ganks and these team fights. And Luna's unkillable. So they're probably just going to group up, take Roshan, probably push Rax in the next 5 minutes. Luna is really good late game versus Naga Siren, but there's no sense with the advantage that they have now. there's no reason to let Titan continue to farm up on that hero, especially since how effective she is with the Radiance.
Yeah. And they know, too, they needed to bring down a Rax. It's like, effective with the Radiance goes on to like a different line, too, of split push is just to pay him the butt to try and deal with. So if you can break a Rax early on, she'll have to commit more of those illusions, or those illusions won't be able to survive on the offlane. So that's what it's all about right now. It's, yeah, he did do it. He did do it. We get our Radiance,
Wow.
ice. Because Naga Siren, her biggest problem right now is illusions don't have enough life points. So if you go both Quill Spray as well as have the Radiance effect, those illusions are going to die up pretty quickly because you don't have a Reaver over on her. The best thing you have is walking around with the Ultimate Orb, which is part of the Manta style. Like, even when you bring in your illusions now on this top lane, it's nowhere near enough. Ice is going to back himself off this top lane and snare.
Oh,
Let's see how much damage they've got. The arrow, it will connect, and that means they've got this kill on Ice. That was a maximum range one, too. The support is rotating up, Mushy into Vendetta with the DD rune. The power shot was searching out for it, but already the Keeper of the Light's dragging him back. And rightly so. Towards the bottom lane, they get away with the murder on Ice.
Yeah, they better commit soon, because that's going to be a lot of health up soon on Naga Siren. You've got 3,300 gold. And it's so hard to be able to deal with this split push, especially with Keeper of the Light. It's an interesting idea, but if they just stay grouped up, force down that Rax. Like, the illusions are good at being able to split push and farm and that sort of thing, but I don't think that's enough harassment to really keep DK out of the base. They just need Roche is really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Which is going to be up in about 2 minutes. We'll have to see what the timer is, but...
Perseverance. That was some quick purchasing there from Miracle.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll just sell off the item, pick up both Ring and Void. Does this now mean, though, we're looking into a Lincoln Sphere build coming up with the Naga Siren? I'm wondering.
Oh. Huh.
It's not what I was expecting here. I was expecting more life points so that the Radiance could do its job more. But it seems like he's looking for stayability, but stayability and the ability to block another target. Like, it could also be a way to buff up. Obviously, Lincoln Sphere can outwork on your allies. So it might be a way to buff up Ohio when he's jumping in. Because he hasn't got this BKB up just yet, but he's pretty damn close to it. Ice, or Blink to Shackle. Or Force Up Shackle, sorry. That's him dead again. With the acid spray there too, Bristleback is most definitely killable.
Unbelievable. They're going to be able to take a tier 2 off of that as well. DK do not want to fight without the Bristleback, so they're just going to run away, farm elsewhere. And this is a big opening for Titan to be able to control the map from here. They're going to back away from this tier 2, probably push out bottom and middle. But if they can take control of this map and maybe get some good positioning for Roche, they may actually have... you know, I was putting DK as in control of this game. Wow, look at that gold lead.
It's great.
It's
and yeah,
huge, but...
It will be the Link Sphere for Naga, because I love this blade right now. I know there's someone in the chat that said, oh, maybe Bloodstone, but like the Link Sphere I agree with, because we didn't see Mirana go BKB. Mirana went into the Desolator instead with his Hand of Midas. So the Link Sphere is going to allow Ohio just to have that little bit of extra like stayability during the fight, aka evade the first hit or first ability throw on his way. So that's why I still agree with this pickup, but only if Miracle is a sharer.
I don't. He needs more health. He's really, really susceptible to a lot of this burst.
It still bumps him over 2k. He's got 20 armor.
But he could be 3k with a heart.
True.
He could be 3k with a heart, and Lincoln's is going to go by very, very quickly. I don't matter who it's on. Bristleback is just like, oh, one goo. One lightning from Leshrac. Like, there are so many small abilities. Fate Bolt. Throw down to be able to pop those Lincolns without any detriment whatsoever to their team fight. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
Well,
I think finally DK have realized that's the real Naga Siren. Walked straight past Ice. Said hello to Lanham as well on the Leshrac.
Miracle's just like, act natural. Don't make eye contact.
Well, that's what you could do with your illusions. Like the illusions just kept walking by you. They didn't even like flinch back when he walked past by his Ice. And because of that, they never suspected. And once the attack came out from Leshrac, it's like, wait, he didn't take as much damage as he probably should have from that.
You know, I'm really surprised this Roshan isn't the Roche that Titan tries to contest, especially with the Naga Siren.
So they don't see it though. Like,
Yeah.
their observer wards they've got here for the Radiant side, like they see him pretty deep. But if you cut this line in here into Roshan, you're not visible at all. Miracle is he's almost gonna kill off MMY.
Miracle's
He might get this. He might actually have this.
Yeah, he's
the
got
Radiance Burn's got this. MMY comes up to the high ground, but he burns off, and Burning was trying to get rid of a little bit of him, but this Naga Siren behind enemy lines, she knows she's got her ulti to get herself out of trouble, and there it is. Like, ulti,
Unbelievable.
goodbye, everybody. But Mushi's still going to throw the stun, just in pure rage.
I don't know. I feel like DK, they just group up, push the base. There's not much the Titan can do to stop them, but this Linken's will do overtime when it comes to split pushing. I'm still concerned about their team fight, but if they delay this game long enough with all this split pushing, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, Linken's ensures him that he never gets caught out of guard and is always able to get his ultimate off. And his ultimate's always off cooldown since he's he's got the level 3 ult.
Mm-hmm.
He can constantly split push like that really, really aggressively.
Ice is in trouble again. He's got the cheese currently sitting on him from the Roshan, but right now, like, Ohio doesn't have a line for an arrow, but Extinct's going to come in. There's no shackle. Mushi's here as well in the fight. But with the Moran ulti trigger, they're not quite sure where they're running, but they will be when Lanham comes up. Yeah, he's got the gem. And he's right behind it. Whoa! It went that away. And Extinct is getting pulled out. Attack him. He's TPing and attacking. It didn't matter because he already threw his stun. And Lostrak threw his stun onto the wrong side because he guessed it. So they needed to basically damage him down. And he was being recalled in 2 different ways.
Did you notice he also hit the gem? He assumed he was going to die, so he threw the gem into the jungle.
Oh, he did too.
Yeah.
Sitting right here in the tree line.
Yeah, just tossed it away to make sure he wouldn't give it up if he did die.
I wonder if our Crazy Courier is going to try and chase that one down. I say Crazy Courier. Our basic, it's the donkey. It's the donkey. You're talking about that heart coming up from Naga Siren. With her level of farm, she can now buy a full heart. Like, she's got a Linker Sphere and now can have the full heart. Lanham's here in the middle lane. He uses his Pulse Nova to get rid of these illusions already.